Hi and welcome to my channel. This video is about butterfly braids, specifically two butterfly braids. I show two different methods and I find one to be easier than the other. Enjoy! This is my hair after I've washed it. I will put a link to my wash day routine, and I've just twisted it with the lock method to keep it moisturized. And from here, if you wanted to do a twist out, you would just stop as you unravel the twist, but I'm going to do a protective style, so of course I'm not going to leave it as a twist out. But as I was unraveling the twist, my hair was still very moisturized. I did leave it overnight to air dry, and it's very soft to the touch, as you can see, very easy to comb through. So I definitely would recommend doing the lock method, and it's up to you if you'd like to air dry or if you'd like to sit under a hooded dryer or blow dry it for a little bit prior to styling your hair. I now begin by separating the hair into two, parting the hair into two. It does not have to be perfect, and that is the beauty of the style. The part does not have to be symmetrical. At this point, you will take a bit of hair from the front on either side of your part. Only if you're doing the crochet feed-in method. If you're doing the sew-on braid method, you don't need to do this part. You will just braid your hair from the start of the part. I hope that makes sense. You'll then slick down the hair. Some people like to use gel, some people like to use edge control. I like to use wrap mousse. I chose to use mousse this time only because I didn't want a buildup of product in my hair, and because I wasn't going to keep this style in for very long. The mousse does offer a slicked down look, but it's not as sleek as gel or edge control, so do be mindful of that. I then begin to braid, and we'll braid it all the way back, and we'll also braid the other side. Don't forget, if you are doing the feed-in crochet method, to take a little piece from the front of the part before you begin to braid. And if you are doing the sew-on braid method, then you will just braid right from the start of the part. There will be no need to take a little piece. I then tie my hair down with a head tie, and while it's drying, I will start the braid for the sew-on braid method. I start with the hair sectioned, and I use my towel rack to help me hold them. I tie a piece of thread to the doorknob, and then I will loop a piece of hair through the thread, then separate that hair into 3 equal pieces and begin to braid, and adding a piece of hair every few braids to get the smaller, the thinner to larger feed-in look. The goal is to braid neatly but not too tight, because if it is too tight, you won't be able to pull and give it the fluffy look that is needed for the butterfly effect. So braid neatly and tightly, but not too tightly, not tight enough where there is no give for you to be able to pull to give it the butterfly look. I am not the greatest at feeding in, so this is not my preferred method. I prefer to do the crochet method, but for some people it may be easier to braid off of your head, so to braid away from your head, which this method is better for, versus the crochet method where you have to braid it on your own head. Once the braid is complete, you will pull and tug at the sides to give it the fluffed up look. Can't forget to oil my scalp. This is a blend of coconut oil and tea tree oil, and it feels so good. I'm now ready to begin the sew on braid method. First, I will tuck in the ends. You can sew this down. I just had to do this quickly with the crochet needle because I would be doing another method. Now, of course, you will cut the thread from the top of the braid. I'm just going through and fluffing it up some more. And you will sew it down. You won't be like me. I just pinned it down again because I was going to do the crochet method right after. Also, the front of your braid won't look as bulky and not sleeked as mine, only because you will not have the twist in the front that I have. You would have started the braid from the beginning of the part, and overall the braid will just be neater. Again, I just did this quickly because I'm going to do the second method right after. And you can also make your braid longer. Mine was short, but you can add more hair to make it a lot longer. For the crochet method, you will separate hairs into small sections. I recommend doing smaller sections and making them gradually larger in size. It will be much easier to braid. I learned this the hard way, but you'll push your crochet needle through your hair. You'll grab a piece of the extensions on the other side. You'll pull it through, and then you'll only pull one side of the extension. So you'll pull and make a loop, but you'll only pull out one half so that you have hair on either side of the braid. And you will continue to do this all the way to the end of the braid. Again, try to start with smaller sections of extension hair in the front and make the sections larger as you move down to the back of your neck. Also ensure that you're crocheting the sections of hair close together, or else you'll have gaps in your braid. Now it's time to braid. Make sure that the hair is tangle free and that it's combed out really well. Again, I also learned the hard way how easy it is for the hair to tangle. You'll need edge control for your real hair for the start of the braid, so just add the edge control on either side and then you'll begin to braid. As I said before, this method is more difficult for those who are not great at braiding their own hair, but I find this to be easier because I am good at braiding on my own hair. So some troubles that I ran into are that the hair kept tangling. That was one. And also there was a lot of hair. The hair was very thick. So as I previously mentioned, it's a lot easier if you start off with smaller sections when crocheting and then add larger sections towards the back. I actually had to unravel this braid and start from the beginning of the crocheted in hair, only because it got really tangled, it got hard to braid, and the braid was not even. once the braid is complete, I'll go back and fluff it out to give the butterfly effect, and that's it. And here is the finished look. I pulled mine into a bun in the back just because the hair was short and it wouldn't have looked nice as a braided ponytail. I've also pinned mine down again for the sake of quickness, but you will sew yours down in the back. And you can also jazz it up with accessories like the gold cuffs or the gold thread. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.